Well, good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's having themselves a great day. We are just over 24 hours from the National Football League kicking off their 100th season in Chicago, Illinois, between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. But much to do happening these days with the NFL. As of yesterday, I believe it was, the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys of Jerry Jones ilk, pay out the highest that a running back has ever been paid, $15 million a year for 6 years to Ezekiel Elliott. Is it me, or does Jerry Jones just have more money than brains? Here he has a guy by the name of Tony Pollard, who, by all accounts, was having a reasonable, training camp, and would have been interesting to see what he could have brought. And that kind of brings me to that point of why teams with a position as running back is not as valued as it once was. We know that now. We know places like, offensive linemen, aside from the quarterback. Of course, the quarterback is the position in the National Football League. We'll get to that in a second. But running back is kind of down the scale, about fourth in importance when it comes to, looking for players to fill spots. And let's tip a cap to Ezekiel Elliott's agent. He was able to pull this out. But I would have been curious to see what happened if they made him sit. Same with Melvin Gordon in Los Angeles of the Chargers. Maybe, it looks like he's going to probably sit. Rumor has it that he has another team out there looking at him. All kinds of speculation what that could be. A lot of people tend to think it might be the Miami Dolphins. Maybe so, but the guy's sitting in a good spot in with the Chargers, a team that's going to contend in the AFC again this year. But Ezekiel gets the big dough, and I just wonder, football contracts are some of the most ludicrous that are out there. Probably second behind the NBA, which is completely, out the window. Nowhere that any of us mere mortals can identify with that kind of money. Not that we can really identify with any professional contracts, but you look at some hockey contracts; they seem to be a bit more, reasonable. Seems like hockey players kind of get paid their worth, right? The way they're structured now, the way their cap and stuff is. The great ones get rewarded, and the other ones, get paid accordingly. Right. But NFL, NBA, those guys still over the top in contracts, making this guy the highest paid running back. Good luck, Dallas. Definitely, he's a big part of your team. He's a big part of what makes your offense goes. But I just would have been curious to see what Pollard could have done if you would have held him out for a bit longer. But apparently, there's rules around all that surrounding it that you have to either IR them, or I don't know. You have to really look at the freaking structure of the plan that they have in place there for how this all works. I never took the time to do that, nor do I plan to. To me, it's just too much. The other thing with quarterbacks, Carson Wentz. I did not realize this. Carson Wentz is the highest paid quarterback in the game. Carson Wentz of zero playoff games for the Philadelphia Eagles. Amazing that this guy is getting paid this. I mean, what is Pat Mahomes going to get when his time comes up if he keeps having great years? This is a second year for Mahomes, so we're going to see what happens if the NFL makes its adjustment with him. But Wentz, a guy who, the Eagles have said this is our future, and they released, Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP, Nick Foles. Nick Foles, who walked in Chicago last year and beat a very stout Chicago Bears defense right in Soldier Field. He's now moved on to the Jacksonville Jaguars, as we well know. But Carson Wentz, the highest paid quarterback in all of football. Just another example of the absurdity of these contracts in the NFL. I'm not against money being spent. I believe in the free market. I believe, in all those kind of principles. But man, let's dish it out to guys who have kind of, proven themselves. Wentz has done exactly what? What has he done to impress to make that kind of money? Right. So, you look around who's worthy of what they're getting paid. Well, Russell Wilson, in Seattle has done a great job. He's won a Super Bowl, took him to another Super Bowl. So, I think there's a guy that's getting paid well that deserves to get paid well. Again, Mahomes will in time. Rivers, I suppose, he's been pretty consistent doing things. Some of the older ones, though, that probably should get some pay, but are not going to. Brady, Breeze, they're getting on the tail ends of their career. So now you have Jared Goff, who come out and got another big contract. He got him to the Super Bowl, so I guess that's kind of, the leverage that was played there. Though, let's face it, the New England Patriots defense made him look ordinary, even less than ordinary in last year's Super Bowl. And with the weapons that he had around him, man, I'm telling you, it's hard not to look good, right? But, the Rams have secured themselves for the next little while. So, contracts are just crazy in the NFL. Nothing surprises me anymore. People will pay, right? They pay the big bucks. They like to do that. Guys like Jerry Jones, they like to flash. They like to be in the limelight and things like that. And yet, what do they do in the Northeast in a little place called Foxborough? They just do their job right from the top, right down to whoever you want to regard on the bottom. Everybody does their job and they win Super Bowls, right? So anyway, that's my take for today. Thanks for tuning into Dukes Daily. Remember that tomorrow night at 5 o'clock Mountain Time will be our NFL preview. The Sunday Night Sports guys will be here, and we'll see how that's going to rock and roll. As I've been watching some things on YouTube today, there's nothing crazy about making predictions. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. Some of them I've saw have been pretty over the top, but we're going to make ours, and we're going to have some fun doing it. So we look forward to that. Click on the subscribe button. Hit the little bell for the notifications. Love to have you along. Appreciate everybody who's supporting us so far. And we've been having a lot of fun coming over here to YouTube. Okay, everybody, have yourself a great day. And we'll catch you tomorrow with the NFL preview from the Sunday Night Sports guys. Everybody have a great day, and bye for now.